My name is Jennifer Henrichsen, and I am a PhD candidate at the Annenberg School for Communication, and I am studying how journalistic norms, values, and practices are changing in an age of surveillance. The summer before my senior year of undergrad, I had the opportunity to go to Geneva, Switzerland to intern as a journalist at the UN Press Corps. And while I was literally in the UN press room, I heard either on the intercom or in a press release that a Swedish photojournalist was shot and killed while doing his work in Somalia. And I remember just feeling very taken aback and upset by this. And I looked around and no one seemed to really care. And so I was trying to figure out, first of all, why is no one else reacting in the same way? And how long has this been happening? Is this sort of a frequent occurrence? What's going on? So that became my human rights related research, and I investigated it further. I interviewed a bunch of people at the International Committee of the Red Cross, at different institutions around Geneva, journalists, etc. And I turned that work into a peer-reviewed journal article and an academic conference when I got back. But I wasn't done with the topic, so I applied for a Fulbright research scholarship to go back to Geneva, Switzerland to carry out work related to journalistic protection in war. And then I wrote a book with my former professor about the topic. And that became my MA thesis for a master's degree in international and European security at the University of Geneva and the Geneva Center for Security Policy. I realized that I love this work. I love research, I love writing, I love talking about it to other people. And so I thought, it seems like the next step would be to pursue a PhD so I can do this as a career. And so I looked around at what was available, and Annenberg rose to the top. I knew that there was a deep bench of faculty here. I had known of Barbie Zellzer's work and Victor Picard's work, and so I thought, hey, that'd be great to work with both of them. So that's what led me to apply. I am specifically interested in studying how journalists are often reluctant to adopt information security technologies to protect their communications, their sources, or even their organization. There are many reasons for the resistance. I think that there are aspects of resources and the lack thereof of resources. I think a lot of the tools themselves are not usable, which then puts up barriers and roadblocks into the ability of a journalist to carry out his or her story and communicate with his or her sources. So those are two very practical implications. I'm trying to understand it, though, from the sense of journalistic culture. So what is this sort of cultural intransigence against technological adoption, and does it mirror a larger occupational resistance of resisting change? So an initiative that I'm a part of here at Annenberg is called the Center for Media at Risk, which is a hub that connects scholars and practitioners to develop solutions and ideas related to journalistic practice, but also media practice more generally, because media are increasingly under threat. We have lots of different opportunities to bring really high-profile, fascinating researchers, scholars, and journalists to Annenberg. And so we are able to have one-on-one discussions with them, do interviews with them, create podcasts with them, have colloquia so other students can, see what they have to say. It's been really a fantastic opportunity.